we're gonna find out what our guest thinks. Our guest is just found out his in his bio he's listed as a doctor here.
Ooh,
which
I don't
did
think
not
we've
know.
ever had a doctor here.
Dr. Dre was supposed to be on that one time, but
he got busy.
he never responded to our requests.
I was just gonna say it was busy.
All right. Our guest is here to promote a book that he wrote, and maybe tell us a little bit about his backstory and what inspired him to put this book out. So I'm fascinated to talk to him. This is Dr. Paul E. Bowel.
Hi, welcome.
Dr. Paul, how are you?
Good evening. Good evening, Josh. Ree?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello,
Thank you for coming.
I don't know if you heard last week's show. We got into a discussion here about Ree. My co-host is an author as well. Is this your first book that you've written?
Yeah. I come from a big source of clients for the work.
Okay.
So I figured I'd try the book out. I'm here for the people.
Okay,
the people.
so this is educational.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Wow. So I get maybe we should find out what field of work, but first, I mean, more about the book because Ree's kind of having some struggles with the author life as well. But not as well. I'm sorry. I know you're probably doing fantastic.
You can't compare me with you. I'm sure.
Ree's really struggling. So, but you've done a lot of research, I guess, before you just jump into a book. You got to, I'm sure you've done a ton of research about the topic at hand, right? How much experience do you have?
Is it pretty hands-on?
Sure. It's definitely hands-on. A lot of field research has been done on the topic. I actually have about a 25-year career in the field.
In the field.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic.
Sure.
Now, what
Impressive.
what is the name of this book that you're here to promote tonight?
Sure. So the book, it's called For Dumpies.
I'm sorry. Say that again. My headphones are a little jacked
Sure.
up. Can you say that again?
Yeah, Josh. It's called For Dumpies.
Okay.
Ree, is he saying poop for dump ease?
No, I don't think so. Say it one more time. I think
He's got an accent. He's got a bit of an accent too. It's a new headset.
Try one more time.
Please, one more time.
Yeah, I'm used to this kind of feedback for the title here. Yeah, it's called Poop.
It is poop.
Poop.
P-O-O-P.
Poop for Dumpies.
Dumpies, not dummies. Dumpies.
Wow.
Yeah, Dumpies.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
And you're a doctor. I'm blown away here. First I didn't know you were a doctor, and then I didn't know what the hell this book was about. But
yeah. This is. I mean, as funny as that all sounds.
You think it sounds funny?
I mean, well.
Don't insult our guests.
I'm not. Please don't take it that way. It's very. A lot of doctors have done studies about people's health related to their excrement.
Yeah, which word do you prefer, Doc? Do you prefer excrement or do you prefer poop? Or when you're in the office, what do you kick around? Fecal matter?
I prefer what others prefer.
Oh.
So poop, defecation.
Whatever makes the topic comfortable.
That's right. When I'm working with my clients, I usually, as a poop therapist, or a defecation specialist.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yes.
Is that the official job title? Defecation specialist.
Yes, I am a defecation specialist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where
Go, please.
Where did you attend school for this? I mean,
Liberty University.
Fantastic.
That's
almost a pun when you think about it because it's such a freeing experience.
Yes. Did that factor in at all when you were looking for schools? I mean,
well, my last name is Bowel.
True.
Oh my gosh, it's all coming together.
You kind of just got to play the cards you're dealt. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes. I mean, was there a lot of pressure on you? Is this a family business? Is everybody?
It's funny you say pressure.
It is funny. You're right. Thank you. Let's high five. Thank you. Here's another one for you.
Sure.
Would you say that it's a family business? Is it a real bowel movement to be a poop doctor? Huh? Come on. Give it up. All right. Thank you.
Good
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Is it a family business or?
Actually, this is a solo endeavor.
Oh. Okay.
I am a pioneer of the family. representing the Bowel name very well.
Yes.
No one can argue that.
No,
Absolutely. Yeah.
No.
So I figure, with the book, in our society exists a lot of poop mystery.
Wow. Poop mystery.
I mean, that's true. But could you elaborate a little bit? Like, what is so mysterious about poop? Like, in I think I just had a stroke.
Sure.
So, are you that kind of doctor
Josh.
too? Could you help me? I heard a pop.
We can get to it.
I smell toast.
I usually
Sorry, doc.
only deal with the back end pops, but we can deal with it if you'd
All
like.
right. There you go.
So what's so mysterious about poop?
Right. So, especially in our society, there exists sort of a pressure, I'd say. There's a lot of hesitation to speak freely about the subject. And then one of the biggest mysteries, I'd say, Ree, I don't know if you've experienced this, but most people believe girls don't poop.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Right? Yeah,
that's not true.
I'm here for the people. I'm
Yes,
here to let them know it. It occurs.
But I have heard that ladies have often said, "I don't poop."
Ree,
Right.
look at my sheet. That was my second question.
Oh my God.
That was my second question. Wow. Girls do, in fact, poop, is what you're saying.
They do. A lot of people, when they learn this fact, they believe maybe that they're it's sort of like a deer. A deer is such a large animal, but the release is so small. The actual nuggets, if you will.
I will.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're looking at a Tic Tac size,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
right, from such a large animal. If you've ever tracked defecation in a forest, it's small. It's small.
I see you get very emotional when you talk about
Yeah,
this.
it's
too.
very
It's near and dear to your heart.
there's a lot of thought that goes into it. A lot of people can't just freely speak about the defecation.
It's a taboo subject, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, this is where the specialist comes in. Yeah.
Hey, Doc, I don't want to be rude.
Sure, no.
Can you not chew the gum right?
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay, Doc. No, and I don't want to. It's just sometimes we get guests in here and they just do whatever the fuck they want. I know that's not what you're doing, but last week we had this asshole old man rubbing his
his bottle.
his bottle all across the microphone. The poop from a deer.
Yes.
Since you brought it up, I have
Sure.
to ask.
Oh, sure.
Why exactly? Because it's a large pile of tiny turds. Wouldn't it be more efficient for a deer to just blast out one giant turd instead of tiny little baby turds?
Yes, I've written about this actually.
You have.
Yeah. So one would assume, but also on the pushing process, sometimes there's also an audible assistant. So if you've ever actually listened to the deer, it's more of a quick kind of fast outlet of sound.
So is this to not alert predators? So they just fire off like so the sphincter. I'm going to demonstrate here,
Sure.
Ree, with my hand.
Yes, I see.
I'm making a tight fist,
And
and
it's-
it's just
it's
gonna.
doing that-
It's like pulsating.
Yeah,
And it's just firing out little.
the
pow,
gopher.
bam, bam.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, some scientists have argued that it's actually a defense mechanism.
Right.
Right.
Are
Okay.
they shooting it at stuff?
It's not a Nerf gun, right?
No. Okay.
No, the defense mechanism. Is it a Nerf gun?
It
That's
can.
what-
I think depending on the tail angle.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
What
And-
is your? I'm sorry, Ree. Go ahead, please.
That would also say that's why they have a pellet
That's right.
shape.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm
It's
fascinated.
like more like a bullet.
Number one with a bullet, as I always say.
Yes.
Doc, do you prefer the animals' fecal matter, or where did you get your start?
For your
I guess
area,
is my
Well-
question.
area study, yeah.
Yeah, I started right in the deer. They say, if a tree falls in the forest,
Mm-hmm.
can you hear it or not? But I've found through my studies that if a tree falls in the forest and a deer poops next to it, you can definitely hear it.
I mean
That's a stunner.
that's
That's life
Beautiful.
altering.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Life altering.
That is beautiful. Wow.
So when you're coming from such a wealth of sort of field research, I felt like a book was the only way I could go.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
and it makes sense when you're saying it. And I'm reading your bio here, and it's, it's fascinating. It says at 10 years old, you got your hands on your first sample. Yeah.
Specimen.
And I'm confused. Like, are you a hands-on doc? Like, you see a nice specimen out in the wild, or do you get in there and kind of feel the consistency? What's going on there?
Yeah, so this can be difficult, but most of the time, people don't like to speak of it, but when you're collecting specimens, nuggets, a lot of people would think that the home poop would be the best situation for this collection.
Okay.
But I've found a lot of times it's the public pooping scenarios in our in our society's sort of worked out distilleries for pooping. And I think that in these facilities within this area, it's the best collection point.
So you go to the. Are you following?
Yeah, there's a very social angle to this. I'm assuming, if I understand correctly, you're actually taking it to the point where it's not just about the diet or the specimens, texture, or anything to do with that. It's about how people congregate together. What makes them? I mean, you can almost go to the social level. Like if it's a poorer element, what they're eating is not as pure, not as high grade types of stuff. I don't know. Is that what you kind of meant?
Are you saying that social, there's a social angle to that influences the way we poop?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Are you saying everybody on this street poops the same way?
No, not at all. Everybody's
Are they like snowflakes? Everyone's a little different.
depending on the hour, I'd say.
Fantastic! Wow.
But I'm talking about public poops.
Okay.
So certain situations, in certain restaurants, if you've had certain foods.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. You lit up a little bit when you said that. I mean,
I'll tell you.
He takes joy in this. I like it.
if you love your job, you never work a day in your life.
Right.
That's what they say.
That is true. That is true.
We've all had prized poops.
I've had some. I know.
Have you
for
ever
sure.
called somebody in? Hey, come here and look at this. I haven't, but I didn't know.
You
if
haven't?
did. No.
What do you prefer? Like, what makes a poop a prized poop in your mind? We all have different standards, but is it the size? Is it the
Size matters.
Is it the wipe that goes into it? Size does matter. I'm glad somebody says it, and I'm glad we can finally discuss it.
We can all admit it.
We can all admit it. Is it the size of the excretion? Right word?
Good word, yes.
Okay, thank you. Is it the size of the excretion, Doc? Is it the consistency? Is it the amount of wipes it takes to clean yourself? Is it the smell? What makes a prized possession? I'm sorry. I fucking had a stroke
Specimen.
earlier. A prized specimen in your mind.
Trophy.
So there's many different varieties. I love the detail that you've discussed already in the areas of defecation. But I'd say for me, the most prized situation, one would be public. I'm a public pooper.
He really lights up with a smile when he says that.
I'm a card-carrying public pooper.
Now, that is totally different from Josh. He will not public poop.
I often say, Doc, if the world were to end, I would die from fecal impactment syndrome. You know, where if we were, let's just say, in a prison-style setup, I would never poop again.
Yeah.
I see.
And that doesn't bother you.
But see, this is what he's here for because I didn't know that we would go this direction, Dr. Bowel. This is awesome. You can actually he's a specialist and he can do therapy with you.
So now I've found with my previous clients, Josh, that in your certain situation, they found themselves in sort of a life execution where they're rolling around two rotating poops. Right? So because they are in a home poop situation, a public poop is not suitable for their liking. So now they have to watch their diet. You know, if you're in an ethnic situation,
Yeah.
it can be difficult. Sometimes you got to get in a public place and just regulate.
Right. Very well said.
Yes,
Very well.
yes.
Said
But-
like a true doctor.
Yes, you did. Yes.
But a person like yourself, Josh, I can empathize in your situation.
Yes.
That you would have to exist in a rotating poop situation where you have maybe one or two poops floating around that you're squeezing.
Like holding in.
You're holding.
I'm holding. and
There's
I'm
a lot of
sweating.
stress, yeah.
You know, it's. I mean, this is a very
It's painful.
stressful situation. Is this something you deal with? Do people come in and they say, "Hey, doc, listen, I like Taco Bell, but if I have Taco Bell and then get stuck in traffic,
And you
I'm
have
in
to run for the
trouble."
border.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I was working with a previous client similar to your situation, Josh, and he you know, we're currently now working through his process. I'm getting him used to being able to public poop.
okay.
And the one of the first
You really got into that pretty quickly. It was a nice build up, and then it just was like, I'm just helping him poop in public.
Yeah,
and I
that's-
respect that about you.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
it
Very
down. to
layman's terms.
You bring it right down.
I'm
to-
here for the people.
Yes.
Yes, you are, man. And listen,
It's awesome.
it
So-
is awesome.
It needed to be discussed.
So one of the first situations that you can notice to help ease your stress in a public situation is if you enter one of these public distilleries, these stalls.
Yes.
pooping.
Yes. Okay.
Sometimes you go in a public situation, say in a department store,
Mm-hmm.
maybe in a nice family restaurant.
Uh-huh.
You'll see 2 or 3 stall situation. Sometimes you'll get really lucky and you'll see the back corner stall. It's got a little extra footage to it.
Yes.
Okay.
Regular societal pool will tell you to label this as a handicapped stall.
Yes.
For the unhandicapped, you'll find that inside of this extra space, we got grip rails.
Yes. You're right.
That is true.
You're right.
That is true.
So if you are ever nervous about a public poop, I would suggest, Josh, you seek out one of these handicapped stalls.
How's that spelled exactly? Let me handicapped. Is there a picture on the door or something of these stalls?
Ironically, the spelling, Josh, there's a double P in it.
2 P's.
There's a double P right in the middle.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Nice.
That'll
Doc.
help you remember.
You know, I didn't go to college. I got a GED. So that's very
Poop's got 2 P's.
It does.
it's
Hey, listen.
alliteration.
PP.
Yep.
You're right. I mean,
Yep.
Jesus. Okay.
I'm here for the people.
You are
You
here
are.
for the
He brings
people.
it down to our level.
Well, Doc, listen, this book that you've is it published? Is it on shelves? When does this book come out?
Yeah, it's just gotten published. I had a difficult time working with a company that would obviously the subject matter could be sensitive.
Yeah.
So we had to work through publishing, but we got it done. So it's
That's
out.
awesome.
It's out in stores now.
Fantastic. Do you
Yeah.
now you mentioned specimens earlier and are you collecting? Is that a thing that you do as well? Do you collect prize samples?
Oh, there's not a day that goes by that I don't collect.
He gets very emotional, right?
Sorry.
Very emotional.
Excuse me.
Do you need a tissue? We got a tissue
no.
if you want.
Yeah, later. I don't want to get distracted.
Sure.
But as I was saying, sorry, that not a day goes by that I do not collect a prized poop.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Are these your own poops? Are you bagging your own poops? Are people sending these to you? Where are you getting the prized poops from?
And
So-
I'm sorry. to
Sure.
interrupt. And can you further along on that and maybe give us a better understanding of how you're collecting the poop? Are we talking saran wrap?
So I keep in my lab coat that I wear. to the public distilleries.
We just call them bathrooms, I think.
Yes,
but
yes.
yeah,
I like that
it's
term.
so fancy.
It's, yeah.
So fancy.
I'm gonna impress all my friends.
I have Ziploc.
Okay.
Yeah, Ziploc and I are affiliates.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
all right.
and I like the double zip.
Okay.
I like the double
The
color.
seal's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the purple, you know you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, you can flip that poop right upside down.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
So
staying
is
in
it
there.
is it more of a fishing method then? You're fishing for the specimen.
So you
with
just
the-
put your hand inside the bag?
Oh, I'm fishing.
You're fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
okay,
Yeah.
And what kind of testing do you do on this, or what kind of once you get your hands on the prized specimen, what do you do from there? Is it just bagged? What's your process? Tell me your
Okay,
process.
so similar to like an old photograph,
Mhm.
there's a lighting process.
Okay.
There's sort of a baking and a marinating process.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and then we hang to dry.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Wouldn't have guessed that, Ray.
No.
Yeah.
What kind of? So we know that famously red lighting is used for photography. What color do we use for the poop? The fecal specimen.
Yeah, I found that most defecation reacts a lot like plant matter.
So photosynthesis.
Yeah, so we're gonna use the red light. You know,
Sure.
a nice solid red light for the specimens
Oh, okay.
there.
Usually, red in fecal matter is not a good thing, but
Right.
you know,
But this is a different
This is
situation.
different, sure. And is there a heating lamp that you use? Do you put this under a heating lamp?
Or is it more like a ceramics oven?
I'm only heating.
Great question, Ray.
I'm only heating if I'm trying to smell.
Oh.
So it depends on
Oh.
the situation. It depends on what my client has me researching at the time.
Okay.
Now, okay. Are you?
This is so interesting.
Rhea,
There's so much. So much to cover. I have so much.
Doc?
Sure.
Sure. When you say you heat for smell, are you like these wine tasters? You want to get a good waft under the nose. You want to get right. I mean, are we that? Is the testing that deep? Or you?
I like to smell deep enough to where it ends up in the bottom of my throat, and I gotta grunt it out.
Can you give me an example of that?
Yeah, so it's a excuse me.
No problem.
It's like a light waft,
Sure.
and then like a.
I mean, let's really set the scene.
Sure,
though. I
I'm
mean,
sorry,
you're
I'm sorry.
you're in your office, or you're and these lights are cranking out some heat here, right? I mean, and what's the table look like? You got one specimen, two? Is this multiple specimens?
Oh, we're laying them out. So
Sure, naturally.
after a day of collecting specimens,
Everybody's so emotional right now. Just to hear the process like this is a real behind the scenes look
It is.
into Dr. Bowel's life.
I never thought about it so much.
Right.
You know, there's so many angles to this whole processing.
I mean,
Wow.
we've just been flushing them for years.
Yes, yes.
But Doc here has got something really special.
flushing. I'll describe this process, and then we'll talk about flushing.
Yes, please.
Excuse me. So I'm laying them out, and it's a light waft. Sometimes I'll deglove.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's brave, I know, especially in a COVID, but I'll deglove. I'll deglove, and we'll do a light rotation, sort of a 3-finger. I'll start with my pinky. I'll move on the inside to like a ring finger situation.
Sure.
And then we'll move right down to that middle finger,
I
so that's
gotcha.
3. And then we'll just kind of rotate the palm, right? And we'll get this nice sort of poopy, sort of refreshing type of
Sure.
wafting coming up towards the nose.
And for the listeners, I mean, Dr. Bowel here is really, I mean, his eyes are
demonstrating,
closed, his head is
yes.
back. I mean, I feel like, Reed, don't you feel like we're in his lab right now
Yes,
watching
yes.
this process take place? He's wafting towards his face.
Yes, and I really like how you brought that whole wine tasting scenario to
Right.
this. I mean, is there such a thing as a finish? Like when you get your mouth feel,
Oh yeah.
and you get the woodsy
Oh,
aftertones.
a lot of it's earthy.
I can imagine a lot of it's very earthy. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc, could you finish your? Could you finish
I
that
interrupted.
deep
I'm
waft?
so sorry.
No, because I think this ties in, Ray. I do. I
Okay.
think the finish of. I think this is the finish he's looking for.
Yeah,
Yes.
You
I think
know,
it's
right?
interesting. It's definitely a finish. So we're in a waft here. It takes about 3 or 4 rotations to and you'll start to get a nice refreshing sort of earthy tone,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll start to resonate like lower sort of middle lower throat area towards your Adam's apple.
So we're talking like upper chest,
Yeah.
like real bronchial, like you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Do you ever find it gets stuck on your uvula,
sometimes it's a little laryngitis-y.
the little tonsil?
Men don't have that, Ray.
No. Girls don't poop, men don't have that.
Chapter 2.
So then when you feel that sensation,
Uh-huh.
you just one more after about about the 4th waft in,
Mm-hmm.
and then you feel that little tingle in your throat, and you just, and that's how you know you got a good specimen.
Wow, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the finish that
Yeah.
we're looking for, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. Wow. What do you recommend to the listeners out there? Say I've had some good ones where I want to call people in, I want to show it off. You know,
Yeah.
what do you recommend to the listeners? Like, we can't preserve our poop probably the way that we want to.
Sure.
You know, but how do you recommend we document it, just as the lay people? You know, is it a picture? Do you
Sketching.
think? Yeah, sketching. How do you think we should
So
commemorate these?
I can also remember in my early days of sample collecting,
Sure.
it's much like a gift around the holidays, to where it's the thought that counts early. So if your skills aren't quite developed yet, and you're not brave enough or bold enough to just reach in that bowl and grab one,
Right.
it's more the thought that counts, the memory.
Oh, like
So-
a fish, like a fish.
That's
Like
right.
before we were taking pictures of every fish we ever caught, you just
Right.
told tale
That's right.
of these fish you caught.
Yes.
It's a word of mouth situation.
And I mean, that would be a good technique to use too, to get the fish net and just fish it out of there.
Yeah.
That would
Listen,
be-
we have pet fish here.
yeah.
I'll scoop a turd out with one of those. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm worried about where I put it. You know,
Yeah, after. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Ziploc.
Ziploc.
I mean, and
Double
is
seal.
that the extent of your tools of the trade? Is it just a good Ziploc bag, or what other kind of tools are we dealing with here to extract and commemorate? I like that word. I'm gonna work it in a couple more times if that's okay.
Trophy.
Is it becoming obvious that
Well, it's definitely a topic that you have to have a sense of humor about.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm glad you asked, Josh. But really, it's Ziploc and passion.
That's all it takes.
That's it.
Wow, Doc.
Wait, I was wondering.
Sorry.
I don't mean to.
No.
I don't know where you're headed, but I do.
No
I
one
would
does,
like to
Reed.
do a little rapid fire at you, if
Sure.
that's okay.
Oh, I'm ready.
I know that diet has a lot to do with the different types of specimen you end up with, and I was wondering if you could tell me what may actually cause certain consistencies or shapes.
Sure. I'm glad you brought it up, Ree. Actually, this opens a great avenue for me to discuss one of my favorite kind of poops.
Okay, here we go. This is the meat.
Yeah, a lot of unfortunately, because of this type of poop, it doesn't really allow for collection.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of a phantom poop, Reed, do you know what a phantom poop is?
I believe I do. I've heard the term.
Okay.
Is that where you hear it, but you don't see it?
Almost.
Almost. Okay.
Almost.
Wow, look at Ree.
I
Talk about researching. Wow, good for
Yes,
you.
yes.
Okay, wow.
Please tell
So
us.
phantom poop usually it's situational.
Oh, okay.
So we're rare. It's a rare situation.
Is this something in the public distilleries or is it in home too?
For me, I personally prefer a public pooping distillery for this situation.
Okay.
Usually in like a Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
Those are my favorite.
So, is this like a ghost
Not because
poop?
you're not like racist or anything. You don't.
I
wanna
like the
just go-
color.
Oh,
It's
the
very
bathrooms?
festive.
It's very
is it
vibrant.
Oh,
Festive.
gotcha. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So, usually you're in one of these very festive, very vibrant, nice Mexican family style restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
and you eat something,
Yeah.
and then
Spicy, probably.
oh man, you know it. A lot of times it starts right at the chips and salsa,
Yeah.
Okay.
right?
Do you feel the fire brewing that early?
Oh man, sometimes it's a pre-brew.
Oh wow.
So I'm talking about walking in. I'm getting a little
Where it's headed.
I'm getting a little clench.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're prepping.
Yo, we're good.
We're good. We're good.
It's like a doomsday prepper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got to know what game you're playing.
You gotta know when to fold them.
That's right.
When to fold 'em.
Amen, sister. Wow.
So you feel it early. It's going to be regulation time.
I'm sorry to
Sorry.
take away from
Yeah.
this for a second, but I'm just trying to picture this in my head. It sounds like you're a guy that likes to poop publicly. I mean,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
been established, right?
Mm.
Are you leaving reviews when you do? Like, are you going out when you get to this Mexican restaurant? Do they go, "Oh my God, Dr. Bowel's here"?
Oh, yeah. Do they do that? They know you're here and then it becomes a thing.
At certain
are they-
places, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they will actually pre-spice me. They'll pre-spice me.
Right.
Yeah.
They want you to
Oh,
use their
Wow.
distilleries.
Wow.
Which I take a lot of pride in.
Sure. Why wouldn't you? I mean,
Yes.
you know.
That's good.
So many times you find yourself in this sort of nice family setting,
Right. Right.
and you're clenching,
Wow.
and you feel it coming. It's going to be time to regulate soon.
Sure.
Regulate.
So then you
It's like
get...
the percolator.
That's right.
It's percolating at the chips and salsa for sure,
Mm.
right? I mean, that early app, you're percolating and ready to regulate.
Right. Right.
Very well, Ray.
And the good part about it is they'll just bring you them chips and that salsa.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times they know.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're prepping you.
I don't mean to interrupt and
Sorry.
gear away from the fan of poop, but I'm starting to get the feeling that maybe you had an issue at one time and that's how it became the passion and you could make it more real for everybody and it just is. Was there an issue?
Oh, yeah. This comes from a deep history of poop sweats where I'm in public and
That's awful.
there's a lot
It's
of
an awful
anxiety
feeling.
tied
Yeah.
to this situation.
Sure.
But you get to a point in your adult life where you realize you just got an outlet,
Yeah.
you know? We all poop, especially girls.
Yes, we
Definitely,
do.
especially girls.
We do. We
Yeah.
do. I'll admit it.
Right.
We poop.
All right, keep it together over there, Ray. It's
Girls
not that,
poop.
It's not that kind of a show. Cut it out, will you?
I think it is.
But you hear the freedom. I'm here for the people. You hear the freedom we've unlocked.
That's true. I mean, you really, really
Yes.
liberated her by being here tonight.
Yes.
It's all part of the regulation.
Sure. Sure.
I know you're feeling the clench already.
Listen, there's nothing like a good poop sweat in the summertime
Oh.
where it's like, look, there's two different
That's
types
awful.
of sweat. There's like, you know, you're walking out in the park, you got a little sweat going. That's different than the guy that's got like standing up straight
Right?
and his neck's not moving, but he's sweating.
He's doing the blue heron.
Yeah. Peacocking a little bit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. you know.
Straight legging it.
He's straight legging it. Well, man, straight legging it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Looking fresh. Just got a stimmy in.
Dr. Bowel.
Wow, this has
Any
been
more
so
questions for Doc
I do.
here? Yeah, fire
well,
away.
We didn't get to finish about the phantom poop first.
Describing what it was, right? Is that what was
yeah,
the question?
yeah. What's the phantom poop?
I'm sorry. Yeah. So
I interrupted you. It was totally me.
No problem. So we're in this family setting.
Right.
You feel it brewing. It's time to regulate.
That is that's the
Yeah.
subtitle for the book. I mean,
That's
it's
right.
time to regulate.
It's
Poop
time-
for dumpies.
Yes.
It's time to regulate.
I like
So-
it.
So we enter into this public
Distillery.
pooping distillery, and hopefully in this phantom poop situation, we get a handicapper.
Right.
We want the grip
right.
rails.
Yeah.
You're gonna need them.
You're gonna need them.
Yeah. So we get in there, right?
Yeah. You're gonna need them, Ray.
You're gonna need them.
Yep.
And you sit down.
You know, this type of situation is very difficult for women because they're usually trying to like hover as they're doing it.
Sure.
It really does. If there's no toilet seat covers, women are
Now,
in
even in a women's bathroom, not just in a shared bathroom.
right.
Okay,
it
gotcha.
can be very
Wow.
difficult because we try and hover and not sit, and that can be really difficult.
Takes
Wow.
a lot of quads.
Yes, and that's why you need those handrails.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, listen, if you're just tuning in, this is Dr.
Paul.
Paul Bowel. He's a local physician. He's here promoting his book, Poop for Dumpies.
The regulator. Time to regulate.
Time to regulate. That's available this weekend, I believe. And he's giving us some tips right now. He's in the middle of telling us a fascinating story about a phantom poop and just kind of what that is.
So yeah, so we enter into this handicapper. We got a good, solid covering of grip rails. So we sit down and you feel it brewing. It's a regulation time. A lot of times I prefer it when it starts deep in my throat, like a low rumble.
Oh, yes.
So then it starts to work up, and depending on the prep, if we're looking at 40, maybe 50 seconds of stomach rumbling
Consistent tummy rumble.
now we're looking.
I believe that's called growler, right?
That's right.
That's a growler. You got a
Oh, we
growler.
got a
going.
growler.
Yeah.
Then we're looking at a phantom poop.
And now before you even make it to the bathroom, this is a PP.
It's a little bit like it's definitely emergent when we're approaching the public distillery, but then as soon as we sit, if we go through 40 to 50 seconds of a good rumbling, we're looking at a phantom poop.
Right.
So you're actually not having the fecal excrement.
Not yet.
Okay, but
So
it's
we're-
coming.
Yeah, we get.
I mean,
we're,
this is still chips and salsa time, right?
oh yeah, we're
We're
rumbling.
talking like
Yeah.
in
There's a lot of
in
movement.
the pooping process. Yes, this would be metaphorically the chips and salsa portion of the poop.
gotcha.
Right, we're in the beginnings.
right. Right.
So moving to the main course of a phantom poop, we're gonna grab the grip rails. You got a grip for regulation.
Not to stop you. Are you talking? Which do you prefer? Is it the diagonal sort of grip rails? Is it the ones that run
I'm
horizontal?
I would say it's more comfortable doing the diagonal.
Well, nobody fucking asked you, real.
You don't
I
have
was
to be
talking to the
rude.
doctor.
So depending on the situation, timing of the day, I'd say I prefer a diagonal situation where we're moving the right hand's low
Right.
on more of a horizontal grip,
Sure.
and then the left hand is above in sort of an orangutan position.
I see.
And for the listeners, picture this. It's very Saturday Night Fever.
That's right.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Orangutan. Very good. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So now, phantom poop.
Yeah.
Now, do your grips change based on the approaching poo?
So if we're regulating towards a phantom poop, it's quick. It's gonna be quick. The release, the actual. We're coming out at probably 3, maybe 4 horsepower.
Now, how do you? I mean, this is just a whole
Measure.
other question.
How
Yeah.
is the measurement taken?
Is it a feeling thing? Is it the
So-
splashback? What do you got going
Is
on
there
here?
So Speedometer?
This is this has been a difficult measurement for my career, but I've found that the best way to measure the horsepower of the distribution would be splash,
Okay.
right? Splash back,
Yes.
or if you can hear it.
Okay.
right? So if we get feedback from a neighbor stall on Splash,
Right.
What kind of feedback are you talking about? Like, ooh, somebody goes, ooh.
yeah, or if for the men in the audience, if maybe a little confidence, like a woo.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, what's your stance? Hey, Doc, what's your stance on like a good fart? You know, you let a good fart go. Should I comment on that? If somebody rips it, now I'm in a urinal. I feel like we're on two separate teams at this point. You
Sure.
got a row of poopers, you
That's
got
right.
a row of peers. I'm a peer.
Mm.
Can I comment on a pooper's fart? Is that allowed in your world?
Absolutely.
It's good to know. Let me make a note.
On the playing field.
I would say that's in a men's room, not
Yes.
in a woman's room.
Women don't comment.
We try not to. In fact, we're judging you.
Really?
Yeah.
But
Believe it
see-
or not, we're judging.
Okay, so say you have a one of these phantom poops
Sure.
brewing right now. I'm sorry. It sounds to me like a phantom poop is going to be I mean, it's
So
gone.
far, that's what I'm catching on.
I
too.
hear it in your throat.
Sure, yeah. And now is this if you're in this situation, Ray? I mean, are you trying to inch it out? Are you like fighting it,
You're fighting
holding
it,
it in?
or you're flushing several times.
In the field, we call that playing turtle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's in and out. Yeah.
Playing turtle. That's
Yeah.
insider lingo. Do you
Yes.
care if we use that, or will they think
Oh.
we're posers? You know.
Be my guest, please.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, cool.
Thank you.
It gives us a healthier understanding of what we're talking about.
Sure,
when we do it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, back to your phantom poop story.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
So we were speaking of feedback of Splash.
Yes.
So judging upon that, so we're gripping. We have a grip situation in the public distillery, and then we're brewing. You feel that it's time to regulate, and so at some point we're gonna grab, and then if you get lucky and you've eaten enough, you can actually dig your heels into the bottom of the ground there to get a little bit more pressure.
Are you talking lifting? You're lifting a
Oh,
little.
a little bit of lift,
Right.
just a sort of like a car on a jack situation.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And then the phantom poop is so special. It's gonna fire out there. And what makes it phantom is that it comes out at such a speed that it's gonna flush for you.
Oh, okay. So it's not.
So
you can't see it.
you don't
Oh,
even
okay.
see it.
Wow.
Wow.
We're just gone. Now, recently, within the last 5 or 6 years, I'd say, especially in the public pooping distilleries, we've got these automatic
Yes.
situations going. So now I've found that if you are brewing a phantom poop and it's time to regulate and you've got your grip on,
Please stop saying that.
at the stage where you can dig your heels in and let that thing fire, if you just hit the right angle with your left cheek,
Uh-huh.
you can fire off that sensor, so it'll flush for you,
Yeah.
and you can just hit the hole.
So it's like a bank
Whoa.
shot. It's like a bank
That's
shot.
what I'm talking about.
That's a bank shot.
Now,
Wow.
this is recent with the technology
Wow.
now. When I first became a doctor in the field, it wasn't available to you. And you just
That
had
makes sense,
we
yeah.
were talking about ghost phantom poops. We were just out there in the wild.
Wow.
But now
now
with the technology advancements of today,
right.
Wow.
phew, telling
Well, fantastic,
That's
Dr.
amazing.
Bowel. This
That's
is,
amazing.
I mean, this is stuff you're not going to get anywhere else except for Poop for Dumpies, his book that is
Yes,
available.
It's time to regulate.
It's time
That's
to
right.
regulate.
Would you
Please,
mind really
please
if we
read.
could do this quick fire? Okay, so
ready.
if you can just tell me what food would make this shape, I think it would be beneficial for people. They would know what they need to change about
Absolutely.
their diet or whatever. So let's start with the
Are these
obvious.
are these from your personal
These
diaries?
are normal types of odd things that you get that are, you want to worry. You don't know if you should worry or not. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. Go for
Okay.
it.
All right. So the first being probably very obvious that you want to not eat this if you don't want this, and that would be the corn poop.
That's right.
You've had that where
there's pieces of corn in your
yes,
fecal
because they
matter.
don't. That's because they don't digest. Is that correct, Dr. Bowel?
I've argued with some clients that with the corn.
Now, when you say you argued with clients,
Yes.
you mean like you invite them into your office and they get combative with you, the doctor. They say, no. And you say, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the corn matter.
Okay. Yeah, I'm following you.
I have
Sure.
argued many times on the corn matter that I believe that the human is not the proper transportation device for the corn.
Huh.
And when it comes to the pooping situation, I feel as a doctor that we should just open the toilet and just dump the corn in.
Why bother even?
Let's skip the middleman
ingesting it?
because that's what's happening.
That is,
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
that is fantastic
That's a good
advice.
advice.
Seriously.
why are we eating it? Just for the fun of it
It's
on the
unbelievable.
cob? I mean, that's,
Corn's delicious, I think.
Yes,
but
yeah.
I mean, we don't process it at
Okay.
all. So, Doc, you're saying that you think deer are supposed to eat corn.
Oh,
not
absolutely.
humans. Humans should not be eating corn.
And I think it would help the deer poop in more of a proportionate level.
Yes, I agree. I
Okay.
agree.
that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so just real quick, just
Go for it,
let me
Ree.
know. These I really don't know what would cause these kind.
Okay.
So if you can just throw out what food you think would do this.
Oh, yes.
Pellet size.
Probably Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks. Okay.
Yeah.
The Lincoln Logs.
I mean, my diet is loaded with Pop Rocks
Yeah.
ever since
Yeah.
1998, I think.
1998. Okay.
It's very official to say the 100.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. We're getting older, so
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Really. Pretty soon you'll be past that thing.
that's true. Very true.
The Lincoln Log.
The Lincoln Log, probably a fun size, so like a Twix or a Tootsie Roll situation.
Okay.
Tootsie Rolls are fun, interesting because
Go ahead. We're listening.
You're gonna choke. Stop drinking.
It's very emotional, I know, but
it's tough.
it's tough. He loves his work, Ray.
He does.
He
It's
loves
really
his
good.
work.
I was saying Tootsie Rolls are interesting because it's kind of like they've done the work for you.
Yes, that's true. Okay. that
Hey,
makes
listen,
sense.
little buddy. I like to talk to him. I unwrap him. I go, hey, listen, you're not going to change at all. And I could chew you up for
I'll be
hours.
seeing you later.
You're coming out the same way
That's
you went
right.
in, buddy. Yeah.
Sometimes double.
Double the
Most
size.
times.
I'm like like a Tootsie Roll factory.
Okay. Runny. The runny. Is there anything that you should abstain from to keep from getting runny
I
stool?
would argue not to abstain at all. Sometimes a runny is healthy. So I'd say pudding, maybe a Jello situation.
Okay.
Sometimes I half cook Jello to get a runny going.
Oh, okay. So that's good sometimes.
Yeah, depending on the week, sometimes you need a good run.
Okay.
I agree with that
Yeah.
wholeheartedly. I mean, people shy away from the runny poops, but listen, I know I'm getting it all out. You know, it's
That's
out.
right.
Oh, we're good.
Right.
And
it's out of there.
and the runs, I mean, they get a bad rap in society because of the boxer situation. You know, the runs, the streaks.
Okay.
But I'd say that's warning signs. We're ready to go.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a little, little skid mark let you know. Race is about to begin.
That's right.
You know? That's what I always say.
Okay.
Healthy underwear is streaky.
Yeah, okay.
Amen.
There you
Amen,
go.
Doc.
There you go. And last but not least is the anal bead poop, where it's very cylinder, several circles in a road kind of thing.
So I found with the Asian dishes, because of the way that they distribute their meat and they cut it, I think that on the back end, we got a growing in size proportionately. An
Wow.
anal bead situation.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Wow, fantastic. Dr.
Yeah,
Bowel.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming in tonight.
No
I really
problem.
hope that people check out this book, Poop for Dumpies.
Yes.
Time to regulate.
Time to regulate.
That's right.
It's available this. What days the books come out, Reed?
Every Tuesday.
I don't do a lot of reading. It's available this Tuesday.
That's right. Books on Tuesday.
So check that out. And what's the market? What's the price on this book?
It's $12.99, real cheap.
That's a deal.
It's
that is a
just your
fantastic
typical
deal.
bathroom book.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Well-
I was thinking that it's very. You can put this on your coffee table and in your bathrooms. Just it's.
Now, Doc, does that offend you knowing that your book? I mean, most books are displayed in a bookshelf. Does it? It doesn't bother you to know that that's where your book is going to end up, right?
I believe that's my goal,
Sure,
Josh.
sure.
I want my art to be right where it belongs.
In every bathroom in America.
That's right.
Amen.
Yes.
We hope we can help you get there.
Yes.
I
Doc.
appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you for having me in.
Oh, we hope you come back whenever we have a poop emergency or any kind of poop situation.
Well, now that I know Ree actually does poop,
Yep.
we're going to try to save some of them. You
Sure.
know? I mean,
Are
we're
we?
gonna try- Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is
Start with the memory.
That's it. You're right.
Yeah, I think the memory.
Fantastic. Well, listen, we have only one thing left here for the show, and it's a little something called the Freestyle Rap Battle. As you know, Ree.
Oh boy.
As you know, Ree, we do this every week.
I hate you.
This is
It's customary that we let the guests go first, of course.
I'll tell you, this is
A surprise.
there's not much rapping in the doctorate studies.
That's true. I mean, what do you say, Doc? You got a little something? You want to go? What? Are you okay to kick a freestyle rap? Do you want Ree to go first to kind of lay the?
Oh, I'd love to give it a shot. You know, I'm not very well versed in the verse.
Right.
But I'd say let's go for it.
Do you
All right.
want? I mean, should we pick a topic? Maybe. How about poop for a topic?
I think
Maybe.
that's good.
Maybe poop. I do know. They say, sell what you know.
They do say that.
That's awesome.
And Ree's got the tattoo to back
right.
it up.
Yeah.
So what do we say? Let's
All right.
restart this little beat here. Ree, you're up, honey.
I am okay.
No, or Doc, you want to go? You got this?
I'll give it a shot.
Let's do it, Doc. This is
Yeah.
Freestyle Rap Battle.
All right. What? Dr. Bow, sitting here talking about poop. Smelling a little bit like jupe. Stinky. Yuck. Put that shit away. This is harder than I thought. I wish I had a bar that I could bought.
He's just gonna let you sit there faster.
All right.
His hand's on his ear. So whenever I see a hand on the ear, I figure he's freestyling.
He's still going.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I got.
That's all I got. All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Dr. Bow.
Yeah.
Dr. Bowel.
All right. Just got to feel a little bit.
Yeah.
I like to look off into the distance.
You know, it's good for regulating.
It is good for regulating. I don't know how to find the beat either. But listen, I'm a pro. I'll make it happen.
That's right.
Topic's poop. All right. I said, who the fuck are you? His name is Dr. Bow, and he's here to talk about poo.
Oh,
Good.
Feel that, Ray?
Yeah, I did. I feel
I'm a
Steve.
pro.
Feel it in my bowels.
I like Taco Bell,
But not the way it smells.
but not the way it smells. Let's tag team this, Ray. Come on, help me do this.
Dr. Bowel is in the house
Go ahead. Go ahead.
talking about how we defecate and how we regulate.
Oh! Fantastic, Ray.
It's your turn.
And that is the Freestyle Rap Battle. All right. Wow. Dr. Bow, seriously, it was an honor to meet you, sir.
Yes, this was
It
awesome.
really was an honor to meet you. I can't wait to read your book.
Liberty U is proud of you.
well, I appreciate you guys having me in, and it's always good in society to have places where we can be free, to talk about regulation.
Amen, man. Amen. Wow. Well, listen, we do want to send people to anywhere you can get books. Check out Poop for Dumpies.
Yes, on Tuesday.
Time to Regulate on a Tuesday, according to Ree. I don't know. But I'm sure you can order it on Amazon. Do you have a Twitter you want to promote?
Dr. E. Bowel.
Okay. And Dr. E. Bow on Twitter.
Is there going to be a sequel? Is there going to be a sequel?
Hopefully, we'll see how this sells.
Okay.
I'm a little bit nervous about the public, and obviously there's some walls we have to break down.
Barriers, yeah.
Yeah. But
But
hopefully,
you're doing such a great job. I don't think it'll be a problem at all. We hope to have you back for the second book.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. So Dr. Bow, Ree's book is available Amazon.
All right.
Not
It
yet.
is available on Amazon now. This not competing. I think you can own both books.
I
guys.
think it's totally different genre.
I think so,
we're
too.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so too.
We should do a group sale. Everybody's got a bathroom.
You're right. You're right. My book could be right next to yours
There
in
we
the
go.
bathroom.
I don't think it will be, Ree. I think your
No.
book is it's a little different genre, but it's
True.
available on Amazon. The Descent
Not yet.
on Amazon today. Go to Amazon.com. And that's it, guys. That's our show.
That was a good one.
That was a fantastic show.
Thank
We
you.
will be back here next week.
Yes.
It's Crash and Burn Show. Bye.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.